Well, Mayor Mike, what have I been saying? Better laid plans will eventually be in the same room together.
Yep.
Here we are. We're not as close as we normally are, but we're still in the same room.
Yeah. Well, emotionally, we're still as close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Physically, we keep our distance.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and it's good to see that things are continuing to move along here in Stevens Point. As you and I were just talking a little bit,
Yeah.
been a while since I've been down Division Street. The apartment complexes are looking great.
Yeah.
There's more development going on there. So with everything else that's been going on here recently, you've been managing to push forward.
We have, and tensions are high everywhere. I'm sure you're seeing this up in Wausau too. Between COVID and the elections and protests and killings, everybody's on edge. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of tension, and people seem to be quick to complain or argue about anything. I would urge people just to relax a little bit. Remember what the important things are in life. And we do a little bit of that here in Stevens Point. Because of COVID, we made some changes to our downtown business district to help those businesses stay afloat when either A, they could only do takeout, or B, they need to have distancing for their services. So we relaxed our cafe licensing. Many of the businesses are taking advantage of that. We have extended the boundary for open intoxicants. So if you want to go down and grab a bite for dinner, rather than sit inside the restaurant, you have now the ability to take your alcoholic drink, and your food and go sit outside at the park or on a bench or at any one of the downtown features. That's been very successful as well. We've also relaxed the need for fencing around our cafe-style seating. We've expanded our parklet program to allow some additional outdoor seating. Places like Ruby Cafe have taken advantage of that and put up some picnic tables in the lot next to them. And then the Downtown Point group, the Stevens Point Alliance, Downtown Point, it's an association of businesses, have stepped up too. And they came up with some ideas to do what they're calling Notes at Night. So on Wednesday nights, now through October 16th, it's a couple of weeks go into it already, but through October 16th, Wednesday nights beginning at 5:30, there's going to be live music on the square. So it's a perfect opportunity to go down, grab a bite to eat, walk to the square, sit on a bench, and listen to free live music. And I say free, but it's actually sponsored. So there were several businesses that stepped up and sponsored a couple weeks, and the Downtown Point Association is covering the rest of those. Last night we had Pat and Patience. They played till about 8:30, almost 9 o'clock. It was great. Not everybody keeps their social distance or wears masks, but it's outside and you have the ability to do so. So if you don't feel comfortable, sit across the street and you'll have your social distance, still be able to enjoy the music. We put up some lights downtown in conjunction with Downtown Point. So to add to the ambiance, they purchased what they call Edison lights, the kind that look like they have the filament in them that you can still see. And the city put up some cabling that we had laying around in between the light poles, and we strung those lights up. So it adds a little bit of ambiance now, especially since we're getting into the season where it starts getting darker earlier, to allow us to utilize the square and that feature downtown till past dark. We also have a transit station stage down by our bus depot, which is near the former Shopko parking lot. That's where we put our free community piano, which is still getting played, by the way. Here we are a couple of months into it, and people are still playing it.
And it's still in one piece.
It's at least one piece, right? I didn't look inside, but I think some of the keys are sticking because, the humidity and things like that.
Sure.
But again, it was free. And I've got 2 more people that have lined up free pianos for next season. And I'm working with some scout troops to potentially get a shelter put over it so it lasts a little bit longer next year. These are cool ideas that we just tried out, and we're going to expand and enhance those next year. But that stage is also getting used too. Now, they don't have a regular schedule, but on Thursday nights, for the most part, they have somebody playing music there. So all of these things will allow you to relax a little bit, maybe get off of Facebook and don't step away from those arguments, political or otherwise. Get out and enjoy some quality time, relaxing, watching the sunset. The weather's gorgeous these days.
Absolutely.
And listen to some free live music.
Can you give me, I know you're not a sports guy, but please, can you give me your best Aaron Rodgers right now? RELAX. relax.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that reference is completely lost on me. I do know the discount double take.
Yeah,
Whatever
that too. Yeah,
discount double check.
the
Yeah.
discount double checking.
Yeah.
Yes, but RELAX, relax,
Yeah.
people. I like the way you framed that. Just,
Yeah, I'm a different generation than you.
That's
Frankie
true.
says relax.
Okay.
Frankie goes to Hollywood.
There we go. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I have seen that. I have seen that. I'm not as young as I appear, but
really,
yeah.
you're going to get sick winding yourself up. And I
Exactly.
tell people on Facebook all the time, nobody ever in the history of Facebook has argued to the point where you change someone's mind on Facebook. Nobody has ever said, oh, I now see the light. You're right.
Yes.
I apologize. Never. It doesn't happen, so why waste your breath?
and get outside and enjoy some of these things. And again, a lot of these that you're talking about, as we work to get back on track here, have been put in place in the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
How many of these ideas have you stumbled into now since the pandemic began that you're saying, hey, we're bringing this back in 2021 and in 22 and beyond?
I think most of them. They've been very, very successful. I know there's a lot of naysayers out there that, like, when we expanded the open intoxicant area downtown, they were like, oh, you're going to have drunk people laying in the street, and none of that happens. Everybody's very responsible. And it's only a few hours on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoon till 9 p.m. So it works. So I really think next year we're going to start it earlier. It really brings some life and some extra energy downtown.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we love to see these
Right.
days. You said bringing people together in the sense that we can nowadays. You and I had talked about it before. That was one of the things that we kind of missed seeing in the vibrant energy of downtown. You found a way to reclaim that and some great ideas that are going to probably serve you bigger and better in the next years to come.
And you don't have to argue politics when you're down there.
That is true.
You don't want to argue anything, ideally. But speaking of politics, we've got elections coming up.
Exactly.
And that's a big deal. Obviously, this is the biggest election every 4 years that we have. I know there's a lot of concern about mail-in ballots and this and that. We're going to take everything we can very seriously. We have early voting that is offered not only at City Hall, but then we open up 933 Michigan Avenue as an opportunity for early voting as well. You can still request your mail-in ballot. I think we have over 4,100 requests already in the city of Stevens Point for the November election. But what we're doing is, and many communities are doing this too, is we're going to put in a secure drop box. So you are able to, instead of mailing your ballot, stop by City Hall. We haven't determined the exact location yet, but it will likely be somewhere around City Hall, where you can drive up, get out of your car, drop it in a mailbox looking type thing, box that's secure. It's going to have cameras on it, and we're going to empty it twice a day, so it's going to be very safe to make it more convenient for people because of COVID, where you may not want to come into City Hall or interact with anybody. This will allow you to do that. Now, we don't have the ability to sanitize the handle, so wear gloves or use hand sanitizers when you're going to be dropping that off. We've also worked with the SGA president and the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point to secure a second drop box that's going to be specifically for placed on campus. That doesn't mean only students can use it. Anyone can use it, but it's going to be on campus to make voting for those students a lot easier too. Again, same kind of drop box, same kind of security with cameras and that sort of thing. And those are going to be installed soon. I don't have a date yet. I know that one box is shipped already. We should have it tomorrow. The next box is coming next week. So it's very likely that mid-September or so, we're going to have those boxes installed.
I'm just waiting for you to pull your phone out right now to get the notification from Amazon that the election
Track your
box
shipment.
has been dropped at City Hall. And if that happens, feel free to go. We can pause recording.
Yeah.
But you brought up something that great point, though, for students at UWSP, because a lot of them sometimes don't always know how to vote. They may be registered somewhere else. They may be doing absentee that way, which is fine. But students can vote in Stevens Point too. Is that correct?
Yes, they can only vote once, of course. You choose where you claim your residency. So if you want to choose Stevens Point because you go to school here, that's where you vote. If you choose to vote in your hometown, wherever that is, provided wherever you live, that's where you vote. You don't get to do it in both places, obviously. But if anybody has any questions in regards to where can I vote, what are the rules, how can I get an absentee ballot, My Vote WI is a good resource, or you can contact the city clerk's office. It's 346-1569 is the phone number, or you can get them online. You can also stop by City Hall if you want and visit the clerk's office. Wear your mask.
Yes, absolutely. So again, you're gonna have two locations for these. Voting's still gonna happen, obviously, on November 3rd. Do you had a chance to look ahead yet at what kind of safety guards you're going to be putting in place then?
So we're going to use the same measures that we had in the spring election, with frequent sanitizing. The pens are not going to be reused unless they're sanitized. The poll workers are going to have all the necessary PPE, whether they choose to wear face shields and masks or just masks. Gloves will be available for people that need those, but really just maintaining that social distancing. Wearing the masks and personal protection equipment is going to make it safe for everybody. And it's not just about you and how you feel. It's about everyone else there too. We've got a pretty vulnerable segment of society that is typically in our poll worker category. Elderly, people that are retired and they have the time to help out with the polls, they may be more susceptible to COVID or the flu or any other virus for that matter. Please think of them when you're voting too.
Then as far as the National Guard goes, I know we've been utilizing them for just about every election this year as their plans to bring some of those resources in as well. We
haven't had plans to do it, but it's always on standby. So in the event that we need additional poll workers and we can't get them through the volunteers, and I say volunteers, but it's a paid position. So if you want to become a poll worker in the city of Stevens Point, just contact the clerk's office. I want to say it's around $10 an hour. And so it's not a volunteer position, but we need people to step up. And if we don't have enough poll workers to ensure proper polling places, then we'll probably make a request for National Guard.
And again, November 3rd is the day.
Yep.
You want 100% turnout in Stevens Point, is that right?
That's always the goal. This is our community, and if you want a say in how the next 4 years or the next 2 years or whatever it is going to be run, you need to get out and take an active role in your community. And it's not just voting. Voting's important, but your everyday life. We've got committees you can serve on. We've got volunteer organizations. As I keep telling people, most of the cool ideas that we have here in Stevens Point come from somewhere else. They're not my ideas. I just find a way to clear the path so those cool things can happen. And it's really paying off. I really like it.
Well, Mayor Mike, we always appreciate the time here. Look forward to seeing you, chatting with you down the road. Again, you will not be chatting with me next month. You will get the chance to talk with Liz. I am going to be out for a while.
Yep.
Got some health issues that need to be taken care of, but we certainly look forward to the next time that you and I will be able to get together and talk about what's going on here in the lovely city of Stevens Point.
Thanks, Michael, and I wish you a very speedy recovery too.
Absolutely.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
We'll be working for it. I'm sure I'll be chomping at the bit to get back to work in one form or another after a couple of weeks or so. But one step at a time.
If nothing else, while you're laid up in bed, give me a call. We'll jump on and play Fortnite or something.
All right, sounds good.
See you later.
See ya.